This is log Herne in August 2019. Obelix pushed by Trias is pulling out the lock. Almost every lock in Germany is only a little bit wider than the ships are. At the bow the radar is spinning. Modern inland waterway vessels in Germany and Europe have radar and it is operating every time. In the wheelhouse the ship's master has a lot of control on a monitor. Radar gives informations about forthcoming vessels even when they cannot be seen. The forthcoming ship can be hidden in a bend, for example. A lot of inland waterway vessels are bound to the Netherlands via River Rhine, others are sailing the Danube to the Black Sea. The ships sail the Great Dutch Lakes and some inland waterway vessels make their way offshore in the North Sea from Belgian and Dutch ports to German ports in Frisia, Lower Saxony or Hamburg. Naturally, offshore sailing inland waterway vessels have to be equipped with radar, but sometimes modern adventurers want to make their way. I can't remember the date, but it was about 2005 as the German Coast Guard stopped a Polish inland waterway vessel at the North Sea's coast. The Polish freighter had no radar and therefore it wasn't allowed to sail offshore. The ship's master had no nautical chart and the Coast Guard was astonished as they found out that he was navigating on the North Sea using a road map. Sorry, this video has almost no original sound. Unfortunately at the lock we met a blabbermouth we've met about 10 years ago, and it was the same as years ago. We said, this is video, we want the sound. And he was blabbering and blabbering about movies and images he made. Sometimes one has to be rude. 3 polite rebukes that we want the ship sound couldn't stop his jabber. Finally Carl said shut up. This is video and video has sound. You should know that, or are you an imposter who never made videos? The lock is cleared and Allegro is the next ship to be lifted up. Allegro carries a load of steel wire. Economy seems to be a farce in our days. About 20 years ago steel wire was produced in this area, the heart of Germany's iron industry. Today the wire comes from the east, sometimes the German east, sometimes from Eastern Europe or China. Months later we met a family of skippers upstream. Their ship was loaded with similar wires. Yeah, they said. Once upon a time we loaded this stuff in nearby Dortmund where it was produced. We loaded this charge in eastern Germany and it is bound to a plant at the River Rhine. Inland waterway skippers are cut from a different cloth than landlubbers. They are always very friendly and often happy to speak to someone when the ship is lifted up in the lock. My husband made a lot of images about waterway vessels and inland harbors since 2003. Soon a skipper approached Carl and invited us to free tour aboard his passenger ship. He was an instructor for apprentices and his passenger ship was equipped to train future ships masters how to use the radar and how to navigate on the heavy trafficked River Rhine. Unfortunately we lost contact as he retired some years later. Inland waterway skippers are often disparaged because dimwits are sure. True skippers are high seas sailors. Sure, you can't get in distress at sea in a 50 yards wide canal, but you can get into a lot of other troubles. Modern inland waterway vessels are very small and up to 135 meters long. An inland waterway convoy consisting of a ship and 1 or 2 barges can be 190 meters long. The convoy was as long as a pocket battleship in 1939 was. Sure, it is much smaller, only 3 of the size, but it isn't easy to navigate such a small and long convoy in a very small canal. At high seas the next vessels are miles away. A canal or river is often jam-packed, and other ships are some meters instead of miles away. Slipstream is a danger and makes inland waterway vessels collide. At hot spots on the rivers, often 10, 20 and more vessels are close together. In bad weather conditions and at night you can nearly see nothing except with radar. To navigate ships through this bottlenecks is a job for skilled men and women.